All right, this is a training video, how to muscle test for EMF sensitivities. So we're going to use Lindsay as an example. We're trying to find out, is she sensitive to EMFs? There's two things that you can test. One is, does a product work on a phone? And two is, how does this phone affect the person? That's two totally separate tests. Most people don't know this. First test is, does a product work? To know if that is the case or not, you put the product on the phone. In this case, this is our EMF cell chip. This is the only one, by the way, that we can muscle test that we've found, or any of our practitioners have found, that you can actually see that works while you're on a phone call. It seems like everybody else's product fails because they're not good enough, strong enough, and so on. So to test the phone itself, what you're going to do is you're going to put two fingertips, firm pressure on the phone with the chip on it. So you can do that. Hold it the other way. Fingertips up here. So fingertips, firm pressure on the phone. She's going to hold it away from her as far as possible. This is not testing how it's affecting her. It's testing the phone itself. Okay. So we're going to test her, and boom, she's going to test very strong with our product. Then you take the EMF chip off, and obviously she's going to go weak, because anybody at arm's length, for two fingers on the phone, we're just testing the phone itself at arm's length, and that's going to come up weak. Going to come up testing negatively or weak in a muscle test. Okay, now we're trying to test, is she sensitive to EMFs? So now we're going to put the chip on the phone. Now, chip on the phone, every normal, person, common person, is going to test strong because this chip works. It remediates EMFs. So you're going to hold it away from you as far as you can. This time she doesn't have to have fingertips on it. She's just holding it any way she wants to hold it. So we're going to test her in the clear. Okay, she's going to test strong. Now we're going to put it against her. Wait a couple seconds. I'm going to wait. Let's just pretend you're weak. Let's say she goes weak. She shouldn't be weak. The EMFs are remediated. Her body has not decided that even though this phone is remediated, it still considers this phone and what it's doing an enemy. So it's saying, oh no, I need to react. There's a war I got to get ready for. There's no war, but her body isn't convinced of that yet. So this is how you test for EMF sensitivities. Now we can do the same thing if we had a router right nearby. If we had a router nearby, I might get her to stand somewhere. I get her testing strong, and then I would scoot her over to the router. She would stand right next to it. Now, if the router is got no products that work on it, everybody should test weak, just about 100% next to a router. Going to test weak. But when you put a device chip on it and the router is remediated really well with our products, a person should not test weak when they stand next to a router. If she tests weak near the router and strong when she gets away from the router, she's sensitive to that router. Okay, because again, our products are not blocking radiation. They're remediating the root cause of how it's affecting us. That's what we're addressing. Okay, so when we address the root cause, her body just hasn't been convinced that that frequency from the router is no longer an enemy, basically. So that's how you test sensitivities. Now, we're going to talk in the next video about if she does have a sensitivity to a cell phone. Let's use that as an example. What do we do about it?